All right, here is 27 from the 7.1 day 2 homework. I just want to work this out for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw the triangle. It's triangle ABC. Little a is going to go across from big A. Little b goes across from big B. And A, the angle, is 37 degrees. So the first thing you should look at, especially when you get to the assignment you're going to work on tomorrow, is that this is a side angle problem, which is telling me that this is potentially going to make it more difficult. So pretty much this is going to be a pain in our ASS, as we talked about. So the starting point for these. Remember, we start with the angle that's across from that extra side. So we're going to start by finding angle B first right now. That's what I'm going to find first, this right here. So to find that, it's going to be the sine of B over 16.1 is equal to the sine of the angle they gave me, 37 over 12. Cross multiply, 12 times the sine of B is equal to 16.1 times the sine of 37. We can divide the 12 to the other side, and then I'm going to type that all in my calculator. And I get rounded to 4 decimal places, 0.8074. And then you have to do, to get sine to the other side, I have to do sine inverse, sine -1 of that number. I'm going to get B is equal to 53.8 degrees, which remember we're just going to round these to the nearest whole, so we'll do 54 degrees. So that's the first step. Then, because it's this side angle problem, this is why we have to divide it. So this is going to divide into 2 separate problems from here. So B1 is going to stay 54 degrees. And B2, to find that, remember we're looking for what sine would be in the second quadrant. So we know that it could be 54. We're looking for the same angle in the second quadrant with 54. So we just do 180 minus 54 to find that angle. That's 126. So now we have to finish each problem. So I'm going to go back to the first problem. We're going to find C1, the last angle. We know 2 angles, so we can find the last angle next. So I'm going to add 54 plus 37. That's going to give me 91. Subtract that from 180. I get C1 is equal to 89 degrees. And then the last step for that one is to find little c1. To find little c1, we have to set up the law of sines again. We have to do the proportion. So it's going to be sine of 37 over 12 equal to the sine of that new answer, 89 over c. Since I know angle c, I can find little c now. And then we cross multiply and solve. I get c times the sine of 137 is equal to 12 times the sine of 89. Divide by the sine of 37. And then type that whole thing in your calculator to get c1. And you should get 19.9. So there are our first set of answers here. We have B1, we have C1, the angles, and then we have little c1. So now we have to solve for the second possibility here. So to do that, we're going back to the original numbers in the problem. We're going to find, B2, we're going to find the other angle, C2. It's going to be the same math as C1, but it's going to be with the 126 instead of the 52, or 54. So it's going to be 126 plus the angle they gave me originally, 37. That is 163. And then I subtract that from 180. And that gives me 17 degrees. So C2 is going to be 17 degrees. And then the last step for the second part is to find little c2. To find little c2, I have to, again, do the law of sines proportion. It's going to be sine 37 over 12. Those are the original numbers they gave us. And then we're going to use the new angle I just got for c, sine 17 over little c. And then we cross multiply and solve. Divide by sine of 37. And we should be able to just type that in the calculator. And it'll give me C2. You should get 5.8. So then those are our second set of answers. Since this all works out, that tells me that this is actually a two triangle problem. So the fact that you get an answer here for C2 that actually works, that tells you that you have two triangles for this problem, and you have to solve for both triangles. All right, I hope that helps, and good luck on tonight's homework.